What up, bitches? It's the misanthropic one, aka He Who Hungers, and I'm back up in this bitch for another rant/review. Today I want to talk about Jay Zone's latest album titled Fish and Grits. Now, shout out to Jay Zone. I've talked about him on my channel before. Go look up the video for Peter Pan Syndrome, which was his last album. It made my top 25 of 2000 and when did that come out? Last year? Shit, I think it was last year or the year before. I forget. Time is just fucking flying. But fucking great album. I want to shout out my man Immobilarity 1, because if it wasn't for him posting that sort of like a documentary teaser trailer for this album, I probably would have never known that this was coming out. But then again, I'm always on undergroundhiphop.com or whatever, so I would have found out eventually. But shout out to you nonetheless. Jay Zone, mainstay in the New York City underground. One of my favorite producers / MCs. I don't know what else I could say about this guy. Fish and Grits. Basically, this album is he compiled all his limited edition 7 inches that he's been releasing, on his Bandcamp or wherever. And, they're all out of print. And he had some unreleased tracks as well. And he smashed them all together and made this album. And I gotta say, for them all being separate, they all come together pretty well, as if this was kind of planned, and it very well could have been planned. It's all in Jay Zone's head, so it sure as shit wasn't marketed that way, but to me it comes off that way because the album comes together pretty goddamn well. So there's the front. I believe in the teaser trailer, I forget if that's his granddad or his father. I forget who it is. But that's the boombox that he still owns until this day. And I believe that's Jay Zone there. That it looks like him from the side. Jay, if you're watching this, correct me if I'm wrong, but that looks like your little light-skinned ass over there. So, alright. If you get it through undergroundhiphop.com, you get it autographed. I wanted it autographed, so got it through there. If not, you could just get it through his site. I'll leave the links down there for undergroundhiphop.com and or Jay Zone's Bandcamp, whatever the fuck you want. So that's the front. The back is the track listing there. 15 tracks. Inside you have little liner notes, credits. You see the CD right there. Take the CD out. It's just the rest of the picture. Jay-Z chilling in between all the instruments and shit. So let me put that back. Production on this shit. I always was a fan of Jay Zone's production. Love his production style. On this, he took it a step further with the live instrumentation. And it sounds just like his shit. It doesn't sound too, out there, like he's trying so hard. And, it sounds like a Jay Zone album, which I like. It just has live instrumentation on some of the songs. So I think it came out pretty good. Again, I gotta refer to that teaser trailer where he was talking about, how he recently became a drummer, so he started incorporating his own drumming, and he due to his crate digging, he basically became more appreciative of other sounds out there. So let me shout out some of the guys who helped him on this album as far as instrumentation. He played percussion, organ, bass guitar. He did his own scratches and the Moog. Not too familiar what that is. Shout out to Ray May on the congas. Shout out to Pablo Martin on guitar. Shout out to Justin Asher on synths. Hot Sugar on additional guitars. Production, got no issue with. Features on this bitch, you got Haslo and you got Al-Shid. Also, you have his alter egos, Swagmaster Bacon and Chief Chinchilla, which, well, I guess you could say alter ego or other characters or whatever you want to call them. They're on here, talking shit as usual. But as far as features are concerned, he kept it very limited to Haslo and Al-Shid. And shout out to Al-Shid. This motherfucker, this nigga should have an album by now. I just went on his Bandcamp, or the old Made Bandcamp, which is J Zone's record label. And I found the best of Al-Shid, which is basically the same thing as this. He's released like singles and unreleased shit, and there's a bunch of I forget how many tracks, maybe like 18, 19 tracks. I bought it, it's like $7 digital. So shout out to Al-Shid. That dude is ill. And additional vocals by Steph Nava, Prince Paul. Shout out to the legendary Prince Paul, and the rap Squeegee Man. Features, again, no issue there. Pros and cons, nothing bad. Cons, nothing bad I could say about it. It's J Zone. You know what you're gonna get. Let me just delve into the pros. Content wise, he's funny as hell. They even talk about it on the song Mad Rap 2.0. How Chief Chinchilla is like, yo, you're soft as shit. You can't even make a serious track, and he goes into breaking his comedy shit to talk about real shit out there, and definitely love that his breakaway from his usual comedic side. But for the most part, what I get from the content of this album, he is like the track "I'm Sick of Rap." I believe that's definitely shown throughout the entire album for the most part, because he's taking jabs at certain things, certain subcultures. Like in the beginning, Swag Boy versus Purist. It's called "Shut Up and Make Music." That's the intro. Swag Boy versus Purist, where he's talking about swag boys are basically the new heads that come on to rap, that are all about the swag and this and that, and the purists who are older heads that say, oh, all new shit sucks. And he's basically saying, this is why I love him, because this is how I feel. Those that follow my channel, listen, there's good music in every era to me. As long as you spit it from the heart and have some type of soul, make your shit, drop your shit. And he's trying to set himself apart, even though I believe he's more purist than Swag Boy, even though he's basically trying to set himself aside from that. I do believe he's more purist at heart. I mean, again, look at that documentary. He's a crate digger. He's appreciating the sounds. A lot of the Swag Boys don't really care for that. And that's where, again, and I'm like that too. I'm more of a purist, So yeah, fucking great album, man. I'm not gonna keep going on and on and on, but I'm very pleased with this. Again, J Zone knows how to make an album top to bottom. My rating of this, I would give it a 9 out of 10. I think it's definitely a great album this year. Shout out to J Zone. Go pick it up, man. Do yourself a favor, go buy this shit. Great shit. Yeah, that's it. Everybody else, y'all know the deal. Leave your love, leave your hate. Most of all, subscribe. Definitely support dope shit. And that's it. Peace, bitches.